What's going on, my friends? This is Dave Sharpe. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary. As usual, we're back here at 10 a.m. Eastern Time like we are every weekday. All right. Got another guest. As you can see, we're going to be talking about how to make your your dreams a reality, begin to believe in yourself a bit more than maybe you already do. I'm interested and excited to hear our guest today, Regan's story. So if you guys would help me by throwing some love in the comments, let's welcome Regan to the show. Regan, what's going on?
Oh, not a lot. How are you?
I'm great. So where are you calling in from?
I am calling in from Arkansas.
Okay. Arkansas. That's interesting. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that's one state that I've never been to before.
You're not missing much. You're not missing much. You are not missing much in these parts.
So are you from Arkansas? Did you relocate there at some point?
I did. I'm actually from Oklahoma. My better half lives in Arkansas, and my job keeps me on the road typically prior to the pandemic. So I ended up relocating to Arkansas as I was traveling the United States.
I got you. So tell us what your job is. What is your day job?
I actually am in asset management for construction. So I'm going to implement asset management software for construction companies. So I go in and put in processes into place to help companies save money.
Wow, that sounds fancy, complicated, awesome, and I don't know, somewhat boring also. But that's just my opinion. That's
It's
just an
redundant.
assumption. Redundant. Okay. So why is that not? But congratulations for having a career and having a profession, and obviously you're college educated as well. Is that right?
That is correct. I am. I am.
Okay. So that says a lot about you as a person. You're able to finish things, obviously intelligent. What in the hell made you seek out and search and finally land in this weird world of even weirder? Okay. Construction asset management, I would say, is sort of weird.
Yeah.
Online internet marketing, even more weird. Okay. So
Right.
what has brought you to our world?
So chance, the beautiful thing of targeted content. And I like to say that I'm social proof of targeted content working.
Mm.
It was looking for a way to become financially free. And frankly, prior to the pandemic, like I said, I was traveling 90% of the time. The pandemic hit, it changed everybody's way of thinking. So I said, okay, how do I find a way to make extra money that I'm not making now that I'm not on the road because I'm not hitting those bonuses and other things?
Mm.
And then I kind of just fell into it and said, I'm just going to take the risk. There's nothing to lose here because I have a lot of things with the way my brain worked when I got into affiliate marketing. My girlfriend is a veterinarian, so immediately the pet niche started popping up in my brain, and I was thinking, okay, how do I not go back on the road? This pandemic is crazy. How do I not go, leave 90% of the time again? Because now I just was at home for a year and things mattered to me at home a lot more than they did
Mm.
me going back on the road. And in fact, this past week I was back on the road for the first time, and it was just like eye opening to like, I don't know that I want to be on the road anymore, right? Like I'm lucky
Yeah.
enough to have a job that sends me across the United States, but
Right.
time matters.
Which is probably one of the most interesting parts of the job, right? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
or at least maybe at one time it was, right? Traveling, seeing different parts of the country, meeting new people, always going new places, right?
100%.
And I don't know if for me it's been that I don't know if it's an age thing or if it's just a culmination of other things, but I totally get what you mean by really not wanting to travel around anymore, particularly for work, right?
Yeah.
I really,
Understatement.
I really understand that. I mean, I want to travel for my own personal desires, vacations with my
Mm-hmm.
family, but I don't want to be on the grind catching flights or um, like needing to be places. And I think the pandemic, for a lot of people like yourself, gave us a taste of what it's like to be home. And even though it was because of something that was bad, for lack of better terms, we also got a taste of spending more time with our loved ones, working in our underwear, and kind of living life on our own terms. And that's something that's hard to turn away from once you've had a little bit of a taste. Is that what I'm hearing?
And that's exactly what you're hearing. For me, it as awful as 2020 was, I've said this since the beginning. As awful as 2021 or 2020 was, it taught us to slow down and think about what other people needed, and kind of a learned empathy, right? And I
Sure.
think learned empathy is a powerful thing.
Sure.
It was the biggest year for personal growth for me, not because I was traveling the United States, meeting new people every day, but because I had to sit at home and focus on what was important.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, and this is a part of, by the way, I think that's an intelligent statement, learned empathy. I think that empathy is a learned skill set. I do think there's part of a nature. We have it in us, but I also think it's very nurtured. Thankfully, my wife is very empathetic and has nurtured me, but mostly our kids, into being very empathetic. So I'm about to say what I'm going to say here in a second with empathy. I am
Yeah.
empathetic to those who had a really tough year, but I also want to point out to everybody who would like to set their future up differently, to prepare. This is when people say prepare for your future. This is an example of that. For the past 10 years, those who built internet businesses, worked online, persevered through the challenges that many of you are now persevering and you're just starting. 2020 was actually not a horrible year. It was a great year. It was some of the best financial growth that some online marketers and some people in the tech space anyways had. And it's not just online marketers, it's also people in companies that we saw soar. Zoom, for example, all of a sudden everybody needed Zoom, right? So I think that there's power also in not just, many of us are reacting to the pandemic and saying, okay, this is motivation for me to do something now. But also, what about when something happens 2, 3, 5, 10 years down the road, whether it's a financial collapse, whether it's another pandemic, those of us who continue down this path and set ourselves up with a more work from home style career are going to be able to persevere through those situations and sort of almost be prepared for them. What comes up for you as I say that?
You're spot on. The company I work for is great. They didn't do a single layoff the entire pandemic. They have 60,000 people. It's a global company.
Wow, good for them.
At the end of the day, I appreciate that more than anybody knows. And this isn't about me hating my job. So what you're saying resonates very much with me in saying this. I wrote, I applied for a promotion, like going through the 15-day challenge. It encouraged me to go for 2 promotions within my company, and I didn't get them. But it was because they wanted me to have a certain type of qualification that I have, but it wasn't the steps they wanted me to take it in. Mm. And the square peg in the round hole is not me. And I got tired of hearing that. I got tired of hearing, this isn't your situation. This isn't, it's not your time, right? And I think for a lot of people, luckily I had already started this on the side going into that. I thought this was just going to catapult some of my interview skills and being able to talk about how to market my product and how to market our software product. And ultimately it helped in the interview, but I still didn't fit their mold. And it's not that that's a bad thing. I'm still great at my job. It's that I'm prepared now. Should I not get that job, or should I want to do something else? And when I wrote my yearly employee review, the thing I said was, I think that we have to learn to think differently because we can all work from different places. We can all bring a certain amount of value to the table from anywhere in the world. How are we going to start thinking about that? Did the pandemic not teach us to start thinking about that? And that's what I wrote to them. So what you just said resonates with me and my company.
Yeah.
And it's not that, again, it's not that I hate my job.
Yeah.
It's that I want to be prepared should I lose that. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah, I love that. And I love that you see your job as, and I tell people all this all the time that work within Legendary. I say, whether this is something that we work together for 15, 20, 25 years, or whether this is a stepping stone to your next venture, your next, wherever you're growing to, that I'm fine with that. Just know that how you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you end up, for some reason, getting salty here and starting to do a crappy job, it's not likely that you're going to go out and crush it somewhere else. My invitation to you is to, while you're here, develop all the skills, give it everything that you can, use this time to grow as much as you can, and hopefully we can pay you as much as we can. And I commit to paying you as much as we can afford. That way, because you're giving it your all here, because you've got a good attitude, because you're not hating your job, we're all going to benefit the most out of your time here. And then whatever you choose to do next, you'll also then take that attitude into the next thing. And I think that's a different style than a lot of the chatter in marketing about building an online business, because people are like, the job sucks, the boss sucks. And it's like, likely they don't suck. Your perspective sucks. The frame in which you see the world sucks, and you have a grass is greener on the other side attitude. But really, the grass is only green wherever you water it. So I admire you for that. And I think that that's a fantastic attitude that's going to carry you into whatever's next for you.
Thank you.
So let's talk a little bit about this how to finally believe in yourselves and make your dream a reality. What has, I say, Regan, that the foundation of success is self-esteem. And that's a weird thing to hear from a marketing dude. It's like, hey, bro, tell me how to launch an ad, man. Let's talk about ad copy. And here I'm over here talking about the foundation of success is self-esteem. So what do you mean specifically when you say how to finally believe in yourself? What has been the defining moment, or what has been the defining thing that you've done or experienced over the course since December 2020 when you started that has shifted you to believe more in yourself?
I think it's just having a proven plan and seeing the results of that proven plan. I think it's important that I know many of my followers, many other people like to say, I apologize, I have a puppy in the background if you can hear her. That is my real reason why, but this will get into my belief story. But I think at the end of the day, believing in yourself and being able to tell that story is the most believable thing you're going to put out in your content. Having an honest voice, having an open mind, and saying, I started today, come along for the journey, and then ask me your questions, right? But I started this as, like I led with, my partner is a veterinarian. And if anybody knows anything about mental health, this is something I'm advocate about. Veterinarians suffer with some mental health struggles. They're the number one suicide rate in doctors. And that is my whole reason why. So when I say that my brain initially with the pet niche started going off, and I was like, okay, I've got a doctor in my house. There's so much value in her brain that I can take and teach back to people and help pets. And pets are my real reason. Pets are better than humans, in my personal opinion, because they can't talk back and they're just nice. But neither here nor there when it comes to that. But believing in yourself and having the proven plan, like the 15-day challenge, and promoting the 15-day challenge, and being able to take the the nuts and bolts to affiliate marketing and saying, okay, I'm going to apply this to the make money online niche, right? And I'm going to see if this works. And it worked. And so then it was like, okay, so what's next, right? So I'm a natural born skeptic. I come into these things and I'm like, okay, I'm going to set these goals for myself. And if they work, what's next? And so next thing I know, this success is taking off faster than I can keep up with. But my thing is I never want to put out something that isn't quality. So believing in myself when I put it out is the most important thing. Otherwise, it wouldn't be seeing that success. So going into this, it was, I want to see the results of what Legendary can do so I can launch these pet pages and make money online in the pet niche also. So believing in myself through Legendary, seeing that success has now set us up to do some really creative things together as a couple. So it turned into this passion project. And now we're really excited. We haven't gotten quite to the pet page, but again, it's taking those steps of proven success and following your plan.
Yeah. So, and for those of you who are kind of wondering, like we teach this in our affiliate marketing business blueprint, but like I'll share it with everybody here just now briefly, because it's just kind of one image, and it really encompasses exactly what our process is, which is kind of taking a little bit of time, right? So as you can see here on the screen, we actually like to start people out in niches that they're likely not going to be in long term, right? Maybe they are, right? Maybe they are, but even for you, if you're in the make money online niche, the goal here is for you to eventually launch into your preferred niche with the confidence that you gain from either the done for you campaigns that we give out in the business blueprints or the knowledge that you learned in the 15-day challenge. We've had some people, an example that I use often is a gentleman who launched into the health niche. Quit smoking with hypnosis was his back end sort of coaching offer. He launched other personal development, or health related products on the front end as an affiliate, and then realized that he could, market and sell something that he was already knowledgeable about as a course or a coaching program. But the reason why we do it this way is because we don't want people to particularly launch into a niche that, like so many people who go to college, start in a major and then change it. We'd prefer that people tested the waters, whether that's testing the waters in the make money online niche, whether that's testing the waters in our decade in a day in our business blueprints. We give out other campaigns in woodworking and battery reconditioning and dog training and these weird things to try to help people understand that these skills are transferable to any niche. As you're talking, it's so crystal clear how one could create information, webinars, courses, coaching programs, even workshops where you bring your dog, right? And it's a high ticket thing that happens over 2 or 3 days, right? Yesterday we had on a martial arts expert, and he was not even, I love the conversation that I had with Brett. He was not even really beginning to implement his martial arts stories and analogies into his marketing, but it was so powerful as I sat there and listened to him talk, how powerful that was. And so the fact that you're learning these transferable skills, and you see how they can transfer over to something that not only is your partner knowledgeable about, but she's a dadgum doctor. I mean, she's the top of the food chain, right? In terms of that world, right? And to be able to package that information and be able to do something together. Now, who knows what that's going to look like, when that's going to happen. You're clearly still developing your skills, and you're earning as you're learning, which is also cool and quite a bit different than your previous educational experience as a college person Is that right?
That is correct. I'm the anomaly. I'm the person that changed majors 77 times. I'm the person that was on the 6-year, 4-year plan. I liked
77?
it.
Like, are you BSing me, or are you
No, I just
seriously? So
that's just me being
I got
dramatic. So I probably changed my
but
major
I would have
seven
believed you.
times.
Yeah.
7 times probably. It started medical because I think that's everybody's start when they go to college is they think they have to be a doctor because that's what college is for. But I'm the one that's going to tell that story. Take it from me. Take it from a college graduate. Don't go spend 30 grand on a marketing degree because that's what I did. don't don't I can tell you that story, right? And so the honest story, believing in yourself, I can believe in those things that I'm saying. That was the most tangible thing for me to say. I could take my knowledge from my brain and start teaching that back to people. And so putting those skills into play and learning those skills of how to give value to an audience and how to identify that audience was my first step in this whole thing. And then I realized, oh, I can grow this business. I can keep this business going. And there's stream number 1, 2, 3, 4 if I'm a pro affiliate with Legendary, right? So there's 4 streams of income right there. And that's me just saying, hey, this is why I'm here. Let's keep it real if it's about the money. I got 4 streams of income here. Okay, let's launch into a pet niche and then have 4 streams of income there. And then open your brain. And that's where I say I'm the anomaly. I'm the person that says, look, I went to college, but they never taught me this.
You're so cool. You're an interesting person. I like talking to you. So I want you to come back and touch on that piece about how you communicated your newness, and instead of allowing your newness to be a reason why you shouldn't have a voice, a reason why nobody should listen to you, a reason why you're going to talk yourself out of either taking action or being successful. How you've used, I just would like you to give us, if you were kind of coaching yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like going back, and maybe I want to know, what are the things that you did say to yourself, and how did you frame the situation so it was empowering to you versus disempowering to you? Like I see so many people, and especially over 10 years, it's like one of the number one things, like, I'm brand new. I don't deserve to do anything because I'm new. Like, I'm not worthy of that because I'm so new. So talk to us about that process of feeling worthy, and then being authentic and getting out there and, and growing as someone who is, quote unquote, one of my most hated words, a newbie, right? Because it's, honestly, I don't hate it because it's a bad word. It's just, I hate it because of the way people label themselves in such a disempowering way. Talk to us about this question.
Yeah. So 100%. I think it's really important, especially whether you're just starting the 15-day challenge, whether you're just starting your first side hustle, whatever it is, that you document your journey, whether that means you're writing your questions that you have down, or you're writing your stumbles down, or any roadblocks that you run into. And why I say that is because I think it might have been the 3rd or 4th video that I put out ever. I started with some duets because I was like, okay, I'm not really sure how I want to start, but I know I need to get started. And the first video I put up was literally, the hook was, Legendary Marketer's a scam. I would have said the same thing prior to the pandemic. That was the first video I created, but that was literally a truthful statement for me. I had no idea what Legendary Marketer was, right? So I was able to take somebody on that journey from, this is a scam, I knew nothing about this side hustle, to bring him in. I did the pandemic, I decided to take the challenge, and then I bring them back in to saying, this is what the challenge gave me, and this is what I'm doing to utilize to try to make a change in my life. So I think it's just really important to own exactly who you are and own your journey, because the more you can tell about your journey, you're going to attract people that look like you. You're going to attract people that are on that same path, and people are going to have the same questions. You're not reinventing a wheel. And that is something you have to keep at the front of your mind, and don't reinvent the wheel. Right. And I'm going to refer to Brian Brewer because I'm in his mastermind also monthly. And that's something we talk about. Don't reinvent the wheel. right? So it's sticking to that proven course.
Yeah. I do think, though, that's easier said than done, because I think that some people have just pure self-esteem issues. I did. I had low self-esteem when I started. I mean, I'm not completely out of the low self-esteem world. I mean, I still struggle with self-doubt. I am human. I know a lot of times people may put me on a pedestal, which I don't want. But it can be scary, especially when those either tumbleweeds start rolling in on those posts, right? And it's like, man, am I out here all alone? Like, hello, 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 hello. Like nobody's out there, nobody's listening. Or you start to get a couple of hate comments that can really derail somebody. So how do you manage your self-esteem if you launch something, whether it be just a simple video or maybe something more complicated, a campaign, and it flops, or you start to get some kind of haterade in the comments? How do you deal with that?
I think you're exactly right. It is harder than what you think. You get paranoid about certain things. One, remember to have fun with it, right? And by that I mean use the hate comments as teaching moments, and kind of like a little clap back, right? Like, you're wrong, but thank you for assuming. That's kind of just a way to have fun with it. But it's also, for me, it's the constant reflection on remembering why I started. Because at the end of the day, you can ignore the haters if you're just as willing to ignore the chatter of positivity. And I'm not saying you shouldn't take the positivity with you, but what you have to do is realize that they're all one and the same. For as many people as you reach positively, you can easily reach a negative person. But if you stay your course on why you started, and you remember that at the end of the day, and you have that belief, it's going to take you past the point of letting any haters control what your reason is on financial freedom and affiliate marketing, working from home. The main reason you started your side hustle.
Yeah.
It's not about being popular on social media.
That's so true. Like, I was about to say something until you said that. And like, I was thinking about like social media for me, and I was thinking about like how it is so toxic, really. If you're using it for, you talk about mental health. Oh my God. It is the worst thing for mental health, in my opinion. As a matter of fact, my 4-year-old was watching YouTube, and YouTube's a really commonly talked about thing in the classroom, and like, it's YouTube. I mean, you go there, get knowledge and entertainment and all this kind of stuff. But the problem is that it's all user generated content. So it's not really been vetted. It's not the same as what you're going to get on Netflix. Like, Netflix is getting even more conscious about the things that they put on. Is it racially insensitive? Is it toxic? Is it going to get kids, second guessing body image stuff? Like, those things are becoming more prevalent. They're becoming more common. And that's for the best for our youth, right? Because social media is this, it's kind of like the meme about the evergreen boat. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen the Suez Canal, that big boat that came in, and all those memes started popping up. And it was kind of like, it's kind of like social media is like the boat, and the little tractor trying to clear the dirt is like, I feel like is like me as a parent trying to protect my kids. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like the tiny little tractor and here's this big boat. We literally had to delete YouTube off of all of our devices and actually talk to my daughter and say, you didn't do anything wrong. Like, you didn't do anything wrong. However, you know how we talk about putting healthy stuff in our body, right? Like, and she always asks, like, is this healthy? I said, there's also things that are healthy and unhealthy that we put in our minds, right? When we watch them and we listen to them, and just everything on YouTube's not healthy. But she already knew that. Like, she was kind of taking the iPad and like hiding to watch stuff. Like, she was already doing that. right? She knew it wasn't healthy. So here's my point, is that social media to me is a business. And that's the frame that I've put it in. It's not a place, even though there are family that I'm connected with on Facebook. I don't really any longer post personally on social media. And I'm not saying you guys shouldn't. I'm just saying for me, I've had this transformation because I realize the impact that social media can have on me mentally, with my mental health, getting into arguments, politics, all kinds of crap, right? And so there's two things that have helped me, and I want to wrap with these two suggestions, which is number one, really, really kind of think of yourself. I don't want to tell you guys what to do. I've really focused on thinking myself in social media as a creator, not a consumer. I'm a creator, not a consumer. And that really, really helps me to really, when I go on social media, I'm super aware of not staying long if I've got scoliosis, right? I just get into that kind of like that thumb gets going. Here's the second thing, is I remember that everything that somebody says, or nearly everything, is a projection of themselves onto me. So it's not even really about me. It's simply about them. And I just happen to be there and triggered some sort of a thought or feeling in them that was already there. And now they're projecting themselves, their low self-esteem, their hate, their hatred of themselves. Even sometimes when we see some really mean comments, I think to myself, God, he must really dislike himself, right? That
Right.
really, and I have an element of compassion for a person. So that's the other thing, is that I've depersonalized feedback to where if somebody leaves a comment, I know now, and I actually believe that it's not about me. It's just them projecting themselves onto me. So I hope that your advice, my little tips there, have helped you guys who are listening as you get into this game to depersonalize it a little bit and realize that you are worthy. Your message does matter. You can and should begin to speak up and take action on day one. You don't have to wait. You don't have to wait till you're good enough. You don't have to wait until you are good enough. You are good enough today, right? And there's somebody out there that needs to hear you. They're not going to resonate with me. They're not going to resonate with Regan, but they need to hear you. And once you begin to realize the impact that you're having, that will become a positive addiction in your life, right? That will then pull you to actually be accountable, not to mentors, but to your audience. That's the biggest accountability partner that you'll ever have. Final word is to you, Regan. Anything that's coming up from what we just talked about, or any final words for those, many friends, many fans, many followers in the comments as well. You got some love going on out here. A lot of folks know who you are. But what would you leave us with?
Stay the journey and stay the course. Remember why you started. At the end of the day, I will share this fun fact. I didn't have social media. My partner and I deleted it two or 3 years ago, and I just opened social media to start a business, and here we are. And I've never felt a healthier relationship with social media. So remember why you started, stay the course, and draw your boundaries, and you'll do great things.
Nice. I love that. All right. Well, I hope that you'll keep us posted and come back and continue to share your journey. I'm grateful for your time today. I know you're busy, and it's always a blessing to have somebody with the experience and the success and the wisdom that you bring to share back with the community. So my best to you and your partner. Be well, be safe, be legendary, and we'll talk to you soon. Okay.
Thanks, guys.
All right. See ya. All right, my friends. Look, wow. Go follow Regan. Like, she's on fire, man. For real. Like, that's good shit. For real. So we've got her TikTok up there. Okay. Side Hustle Shuffle, baby. Go check her out. All right. Lift her up, show her some love, and connect with her. Bring her into your network and ask to be a part of hers. Right. She's clearly somebody who you want on your team. All right, my friends, we'll see you back here tomorrow again for Wake Up. Oh, you know what? Hold on a second. I got one announcement. Okay. We just released. Now I say this, that we update our products, and if you buy them, you get the updates versus us doing a couple of little edits at it and then relaunching and reselling it as it's a brand new thing that you need to buy again. So over the course of the last 4 months, I've been in the bat cave, updating and creating a brand new affiliate marketing business blueprint. Okay. And we've just made that live today. There was no, hype, no hoopla, no, this is coming and it's going to be so great. It's there today. We dropped it today. It's live. And the affiliate marketing business blueprint, the last one is also, if you own that product, that training, it's in your archives. So we didn't take anything away, right? We just added to what you've already bought. And I'm going to tell you something, this new affiliate marketing business blueprint back there that I've worked on, and it's a culmination of literally 10 years of experience. It's fire. Now I'm obviously biased. I think it's hot. You guys go back there, check it out, go through it. It's going to take some time. It's thick. It's got everything that you need to know, from a brand new concept called the phishing formula to a history of direct response marketing and selling information online, plus examples from countless copywriters from back in the day. There's swipe files. There's campaigns for the Facebook funnel, the TikTok funnel, the YouTube funnel. There's testing, tracking, compliance, second helping campaigns, copywriting, everything. And it's brand new. It's updated, and it's for free as a free update for everybody who owns the blueprints. All right. So again, you've heard me talk about, hey, we update our products, you get lifetime updates. Well, this is that in action. Again, hey, thank you for saying thank you, but you don't have to say thank you, because you know what? This is just our way of saying that we value everybody who's put the trust in us to invest in our training and choose to call us, mentors, guides, whatever you want to call us, friends in the industry. So go back, go through that, enjoy that. It will and it can change your life, right? It's that powerful of training. It really is. This is something that we're all really proud of and excited to bring to you guys. So there's nothing that you need to do except, if you own the business blueprints, then just go back, click on affiliate marketing for the affiliate marketing business blueprint, and it's there. It's just there. It's updated. You can begin going through it right now. All right. So anyways, hey, Ben Fortner, you the man. Thank you guys all. Brad Griffin, Chad Strawn, Dia Perez, Terry Roll, all you guys, everybody, George, everybody. Okay. John Loy, I'd love to shout you out, but I got to get back to work. And I'm sure you guys do too. So get the hell out of here, and we'll see you back here tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern time for Wake Up Legendary.